And what up everybody, it's Anime Junkie, and today we're doing part 8 to what if Deku could use Haki, and now let's get to the intro.
I'm not the one you wanna fuck with. Late nights messing up my sleep, so I'm flustered. Taking out aggression with my pen because I trust it. Playing trying to get myself a lamb color cuss for the game. Leave him hanging by his chain. Click bang, feeling rage, feeling fire in my brain, feel insane. And it's slowly feel the flames with the fire to my brain, bringing more hate. No glory.
Okay guys, sorry guys, I couldn't upload yesterday. I had a really big assignment to do at school, so I was actually holding that off because the 2 weeks that I was sick, I couldn't actually submit it, so I had to finish it that day and submit it the next day. So I finished it. Now nothing is blocking my way to actually upload videos for you guys, so nothing is stopping me now, so I can upload for you guys now. So let's get to the story. Okay, so last time we left off, All Might just gave Deku his next training schedule or his workout, and this was after he basically found out his scores for the entrance exam for UA, and this is the morning of where Deku is gonna go to UA for the first time. It's his first day, so he says goodbye to his mom and he hugs her and he leaves. So after he leaves his house, he actually goes to Bakugo's house because he wants to see and he wants to walk with him to UA for the first time. But when he actually gets there, he's told by his mom that Bakugo's already left. He was really excited to go to UA for the first time because this is his journey and the start of his journey to become a hero better than All Might. So Deku's just like, oh okay, I thought I was gonna walk with him, but looks like he's already gone. I can't help it. So he goes away and then he goes to UA, and when he gets there, he opens class 1A door. He's really surprised why the door is so big, and he opens it. He sees Ida and Bakugo basically arguing because Bakugo is putting his feet on the table, and that is disrespectful to UA's equipment and the equipment they're giving us. So after Ida and Bakugo's basically jabbering or arguing, Ida actually sees Deku at the door and he's like, oh yeah, I remember that kid. He's the one who saved that girl from that giant robot. And he goes up to Deku and he's like, oh, I apologize. I thought you were some kind of wimp who wants to basically disrupt everybody's learning, but you ended up saving that girl back there who might have been your friend, I don't know, but I misjudged you and I'm sorry. And Deku's really shocked by this because he's like, oh, it's okay. She was my old friend, like she's one of my childhood friends, so it was okay. It doesn't really matter. So Bakugo walks up, not Bakugo, Deku walks up to Bakugo and he just sits right behind him and he's like, hey Kachan, morning. I actually went to your house so we can walk together to UA, but your mom told me you already left, so I kind of just walked by myself. So tell me about what you've been up to after I went to see my grandpa. Bakugo just says, oh, this and that, just staying at school and yeah, practicing a little to get to be a hero. And this is a lie, he hasn't actually practiced. Well, he did practice a little, but not that much because he just thinks that his quirk is so amazing, because all his life people have been telling him, oh, his quirk is so amazing and he will definitely become a really good hero. So he never really thought of training it, but he's just like, oh, I still need to train it a little so I can get used to it. But then he never really trained it so much that he actually got hurt. So when he actually felt those palm cramps that he used to feel, well, he just stopped after that. He didn't go further than that, so he didn't break his limit and he didn't get stronger. So after that, basically Uraka shows up and then Uraka is like, hey Deku, what's up? And she's basically talking and then she's trying to get to know Bakugo a little more because she is like a new person. So she's trying to get to know Bakugo a little more, but Bakugo is still staying into his shell and he doesn't really want to connect with anyone except for Deku because he's like, I'm the best one and Deku too, but no one else because Deku's the only person I'll accept as a friend and as an equal. So after that, everybody actually gets to know each other, and then Aizawa shows up. He tells everybody that he's his he's their homeroom teacher, and we're having a fitness exam, we're not going to assembly, put on your sports uniform, and whoever fails or comes last will be expelled. everybody's really shocked, but before they can actually ask a question, Aizawa's already out the door and waiting for them in the fitness ground. So everybody gets ready because they have no other choice because he's their homeroom teacher and they couldn't even do anything to stop him. So everybody gets ready, they show up at the fitness exam. First, Aizawa tells them it's a 50-meter race, or 50-meter dash. So everybody goes. Now it's Ida, Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki. They're all up against each other, and basically Uraraka is cheering for Deku and Bakugo because Bakugo is their new friend and Deku's friend. So if it's Deku's friend, it's his friend. I mean her friend. Ida's just there to redeem himself because he actually lost to Deku, and he considers it a loss because he misunderstood the practical exam and misunderstood it for just taking points, and he also had to get saving points, and Deku realizes that, so he needs to get a point back to his side, so he has to avenge himself or get a point back. So Aizawa says 3, 2, 1, go, and everybody goes. Deku is ahead of everyone because he has the boost of One for All and Haki, so he comes first, of course, because he has One for All, and that's stronger than any other heroes or quirk in the My Hero Academia world, and it's including Haki. So he, of course, comes number 1, and then it's Ida, and then Bakugo and Todoroki last. Todoroki, yes, but he doesn't have the capabilities of running and speed. Well, he can use his ice, but that's limited, and that's only on its surface where it can generate ice quickly like water, but they're on sand, so ice on sand doesn't really match. So after that, it is the side to side where they have to go side to side, and basically the computer or the camera counts how many times they have to go side to side, and whoever has the most points or numbers of movement, they come first. So Deku does that, everybody else does that, and Deku does come first because he has a superior physical strength and speed compared to every single person in the My Hero Academia world. So he does come first, and then it's Bakugo because of his explosion power, then it's Ida, and then basically it doesn't really matter anything else. Todoroki, his quirk, it doesn't equal to that either because he refuses to use his other side, so he can't really use both sides. So yeah, now it is the long jump. Deku again wins again because he has a superior physical strength and speed. He goes flying, and with that speed he goes over that, and he also uses air jump or airwalk, what Sanji uses, because he actually learned some of it, but he was practicing at home, so he has some of it, but he can't actually get the rhythm down, so he has to work on the rhythm, but he can still use it. So he used that to actually in his advantage, so he used that and came first, and then Bakugo with his explosions, and after that doesn't really matter. So after this is the strength measurement. So second place is Shoji and the first place is Deku. The rest doesn't really matter because no one else really has a strength based quirk other than Shoji or Deku. Now after this is one of my favorite tests in the fitness exam. I think it's yours too, but it's the ball throw because it was hyped up in the anime and the manga. So it's a ball throw, and Uraraka gets first place with her infinity, and then it's Deku in second place, and then Bakugo, and it doesn't really matter after that. So Bakugo and Deku are pretty close in match, but Deku has more higher points and first place in this exam, so he actually gets first place in total, and then Bakugo and Todoroki and Momo, whoever after that. So this is a fitness exam. Nobody actually fails because this class has a lot of potential. So, and I don't really want to decrease the class number. I want to keep Miniata 2, and I also want to keep the invisible girl. So I don't want to expel anyone. So let's just say he didn't expel anyone, just like in the anime. So after the fitness exam is the team to team versus, or the pair versus, or hero versus villain. I don't really know how to call this or what to call it, but it's Deku and Uraraka versus Bakugo and Ida, of course, is the same, and everybody else is in the same places. So the people who weren't in this activity or assignment, they're out, and the people who were and who failed are exactly the same in the anime. So this time Deku does end up winning just like in the anime, but it's exactly the same plan. Bakugo doesn't really come rushing after him, and his plan actually does work when he actually sneaks up, takes out Bakugo, and then both of them take out Ida. So after this, Bakugo comes looking for Deku because he actually wants to know how strong he is and the extent of his abilities. But this time he's not enraged. He actually has a plan and he's prepared for a fight. So Deku tells Uraraka to actually go hide and actually watch over Ida and tell me what situation and where we actually are in this plan. So Deku is gonna take down Bakugo, and then he's gonna go after Ida with Uraraka. So Bakugo arrives, Uraraka sneaks another way out of here to spy on Ida, and Bakugo's like, "Oh, finally Deku, I've been waiting for this for a while. I wanna know every extent of your ability. Let's fight." And then Deku's trying to find time to let Uraraka go and get out of here, and he also wants to get a plan of his own. So he's talking to Bakugo, and he's like, "Oh well, if you really want to know the extent of my abilities, you can just ask Kacchan." And Bakugo just charges in because he doesn't want to waste any time, and he knows what Deku's doing because he's stalling for time and he can sense that. So Bakugo lunges at him and he puts his arm out, or palm, and does a huge explosion covering Deku's entire body. But then Deku just shields himself with armament Haki, and then he basically does the airwalk and basically jumps over Bakugo, and Bakugo lands and he stands up, and then Deku lands behind him and basically grabs him and puts him in a chokehold. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys liked this. What if you're sorry sorry to end on this note because I just checked the time and it's already 11. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and what if see you guys later. Anime Junkie out.